Hello everyone, my name is Delta, and today I think I may have found another contender for Deal of the Year. So in this bag, there's an iPhone 5C, and I'm going to tell you some more details about it in a minute, but you will be able to see very quickly that this iPhone 5C should not have cost as low as it did. It seems to be packaged in a bag, so I'm gonna unpackage the bag and see if there's any other packaging I need to take off first. Okay, there was no other packaging apart from the box. Yes, this phone is boxed. It's an 8GB iPhone 5C. It was made in 2014, it seems. I'm pretty sure these came out in 2013, so it might be a slightly later model. So let's get this open. There's no extra things in the packaging or anything like that, but the phone seems to be in pretty good condition for a 5C, minus a bit of disgustingness, which I can sort out later. Device isn't powered on, and does it have battery? No, it does not. So I'm gonna charge this thing up, but before I do that, I'm gonna tell you about this phone. This phone cost me £3. It was listed for 10 as it's disabled. It's a disabled iPhone. It's potentially activation locked, but as it belonged to the seller, I can most likely get the details needed to get it unlocked. However, I don't want to restore it because it has slide to unlock, meaning that it's running iOS 7, 8, or 9. And judging by the fact that it's an 8GB model, it could potentially be iOS 7, which would be really nice, but I'm gonna have to plug it into my computer to actually find that out. So yeah, let's get this thing charged and we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, the box itself did sustain a little bit of damage because it was shipped with Hermes. So you already know that they basically chucked it into my house the second I opened the door. So yeah, despite the rough shipping, this thing looks pretty nice. Okay, so the iPhone has turned on and it's showing iPhone is disabled, connect to iTunes. So I'm gonna plug it into iTunes to find out exactly what version it's on. Because if it's on iOS 9, I won't feel too bad updating it to get rid of this. But if it's on iOS 8 or 7, I will not be updating it. Because at that point, I'll just have to wait and see what the seller says about the passcode so I can reset it on device, because I do not want this thing to update if at all avoidable. But either way, iPhone 5C with a box, like even if I have to update it, I've got an iPhone 5C with its original box for £3. So either way, I've won. Okay, I had a look and it's definitely not the first version of iOS 7 if it is iOS 7, as it does not have that weird looking slide to power off. So let's plug it into a computer and see what happens. Woo, downloading free tools. Place your bets in the comments. What iOS is this thing running? I think iOS 8 or iOS 9. Plugging it in. And it's charging. It is running iOS. Prison lock screen. God damn it. So iTunes won't connect to it if it's disabled. So I'm gonna look into getting it unlocked a different way so I can at least passcode. Okay, so currently I don't really have any progress to report, but I am going to try a few things and just see if I can get it to work over the next day or so. If I manage to get it working, I'll put an update in now, like whenever. If I can't get it working anytime soon, I'll give you an update tomorrow. Okay, so I have an update on the 5C. I currently have iPhone is disabled turned off. I went into the file system and manually deleted that file entry, meaning that I now have unlimited attempts. This thing is FMI off because I spoke to the old owner and they just don't remember the passcode, but I do have the iCloud information to remove it. So if I wanted to, I could update this thing to iOS 10 right now. But last night I found out that it's running iOS 7.1.2, which is really old and is one of the first firmwares released for this phone, meaning that this is now a rarity. And considering what good condition it's in, I'm currently manually going through passcodes one by one because I don't have the hardware to just brute force it automatically. Just gotta slide to unlock on this on the screen because there is someone's old pictures on here and I don't want to do that for the sake of privacy. I'm currently at code 700, so let's just hope this thing's code begins with a 1. Okay, So there's been a pretty big update as of last night. As you can already see, the wallpaper has changed, and I changed the passcode to a very simple one that I used to have on my old phone. You can see Cydia, because this thing is jailbroken, and this thing is now unlocked. It's got my iCloud on it, it's all unlocked, it's on 4%. Battery life is all right, I've got a few games on here. I'm gonna load it up with some pictures and stuff. And I now have an iPhone 5C on iOS 6. I'm so happy with this. This is quite honestly probably the best £3 I've ever spent. I am in complete shock and disbelief that this thing works. So yeah, this is the iPhone 5C with its box. Very cool. This thing is an absolutely incredible device. It reminds me of when I had an iPhone 4. That was my first iPhone, when the 5C was kind of the phone that I wanted, but they were really expensive at the time. They were like £200-300, and now you can find them for like 30, 40. It's unbelievable how much tech can change in a few years, and it's unbelievable how cheap this thing was. Freaking heck. This thing is absolutely insane, and its battery seems to have just died. Sorry I wasn't a bit more in depth on this video, but like, I had to try really hard to get this thing unlocked. You have no idea. This thing took days. Like, it took days of effort to get this thing to work, and I'm so happy to say that it finally does work as intended. Battery might need a change though. So yeah, I definitely do plan on buying some more 5Cs at some point, because I would really like a blue one in very similar condition. Probably not running iOS 7 because they are excessively expensive, a lot of them. Either way, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.